from afar. Why aren't you joining in?
I'm not kidding, right? I am recording.
I know.
We are streaming and you're singing ABBA.
Yeah, well, I was assuming you were going to join in.
No.
That was stupid, stupid assumption.
Okay, are we in as far
I
as
have
we
the
can
words.
go? Are we back as far as we can go?
In 2045,
Should I push
there's nowhere left to go. Nowhere except the Oasis. It's a whole virtual universe where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
It's nothing less than a war for control of the future.
Are you willing to fight? Help us save the Oasis.
I think the book was actually written in the 80s, so it could be a little dated. I don't know.
Fight! Help us save the Oasis.
Okay. I think the book was actually written in the 80s. Ready to start?
Rock and roll.
I think it's 1 p.m. Yes, it is. So, hello everybody. I'm Brook. This is Margaret and LInda from Stickmen Media. And we are broadcasting streaming.
Wild stallions.
I'm Brook. Not even particularly wild. We are streaming.
Oh, come.
Well, okay, Margaret's wild. Stickmen Media. And we are broadcasting streaming. I often gets a little frustrated at how tame this stream is. We are streaming the development of our game After the Light, and LInda is with us today to talk about an unusual case of rigging. Unusual case of rigging. An unusual case of animating. We are streaming the development of our game. We've lost Margaret, and LInda is with us today to talk about. This happens often because I just, words just confuse me. Unusual case of rigging. So we are animating a half zombie rather than a full zombie, so this is a little unusual. And once again, Margaret's unusual case of animating. Start. We've lost Margaret. We'll hand it over to you, LInda. This happens often because I. What's the first thing we're actually doing here? So we are animating a half zombie rather than a full zombie, so it's a little unusual.
I'd like to do that.
Once again, Margaret's
I would love to be able to do that. I just want to hide my legs and just be walking, just the torso's just kind of floating around. That would be fucking amazing.
What's the first thing we're actually doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But nobody can see.
just keep the legs on, but just hide it. Just keep the leg maybe.
I'd like to do that. I would love to be able to do that. I just want to hide my legs and just be walking, just the torso's just kind of floating around. That would be fucking
So in case you want to make a full zombie crawl on the ground, that's the thing.
Yes.
Okay, so shall we explain the process here? Because we're already kind of getting into it, aren't we?
Yeah, then we
There's
just
me
import those
making a dick of myself.
reference movies by
What's the
Margaret.
first thing we're actually doing?
Yeah.
Margaret's becoming the star of our
But nobody can
reference movie.
see.
Keep the legs on.
Being the only one that's actually willing to.
Crawl around on the floor.
Yeah.
And give yourself a massive carpet burn for the sake of
Oh, good time.
our animation.
Yeah, this time we just
Okay.
That would be
So in case you want to make a full zombie crawl on the ground, that's the thing.
yes.
Okay, so shall we
Yes.
explain the process
So you'll
here?
see me
'Cause we're already
walking
kinda getting into
alongside
it, aren't we?
Margaret
Then
as we
me.
go, and that's me trying to film from the top as she's crawling.
reference.
Would have been ideal, I suppose, to have done it on some sort of
Slidey surface.
slidey surface, yes.
What a fucking awesome idea. What a shame we didn't think of that sooner.
The carpet
Yeah,
turned
however.
out to be... And give yourself a massive
Carpet
carpet
1,
burn.
Margaret nil.
But of course, animation. Ideally, you do this stuff on top of a treadmill, so the person with the camera over the top doesn't have to move along. All the cameras are in stationary position. You'll see me walking alongside without getting any closer or further away. That would have made it a lot easier for you, right? If she's crawling. Had some would have been ideal, I suppose, to have done it on some sort of
Slidey surface. Carpet has made it infinitely more realistic. What a fucking awesome idea. What a shame we didn't think of that sooner. Portion of my skin was well worth the effort.
And give yourself a massive
Carpet
carpet
1,
burn.
Margaret nil.
But of course, ideally, you do this stuff on top of a treadmill, so the person with the camera over the top doesn't have to move along. The cameras are in stationary position. So what are we doing now? We're trying to get him into the same pose as Margaret. That would have made it a lot easier for
Just
you,
like
right? Had some
before
would have been
this,
ideal, I
actually,
suppose, to have
they
done it on some sort
using the
Creepy. Slidey surface. Carpet has made it infinitely more realistic.
to save system.
Fucking awesome idea. What a shame we didn't think of that sooner. Portion of my skin was well worth the effort.
of... Give yourself a massive
Carpet
carpet
1, Margaret nil.
But of course,
same.
ideally you do this. Yes, so synchronising the videos so that each shot you can actually get it right from all angles.
Yes.
So what are we doing now? We're trying to get him into the same pose as Margaret.
Yes. So like same sense Mark and
So, yeah, Margaret's actually a fairly tiny thing, so we had the scale of zombie.
Yeah, I'm very tall.
You are tall.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give yourself but of course, ideally you do. Yes, so synchronising the videos so that each shot you can actually. You want to be as tall as Margaret? Get it right from all angles.
But I know.
So what are we doing now? We're trying to get him into the same pose.
So now we have it on record. I'm actually quite tall.
It's true. 5'7" in fact. So, yeah, Margaret's actually fairly tiny. There's me crabbing along at the scale trying to follow
I'm
Margaret.
very tall.
And Margaret doing her
Thank you.
hideous crawl. I really like it from this angle. I didn't see it from this angle on the day I was filming from over the top. But
I think it looks worse because my hood's up like this, so it kind of I'm looking rather
That's
hunched.
fine.
And, yeah.
You can still see your head.
Yeah.
of course,
My hideous zombified.
yes, so synchronising the videos. So now we're matching up the zombie position. You as tall as Margaret?
Yes. But I know this side.
So now we have it on record. I'm actually quite tall.
It's true. 5'7" in fact. Yeah, Margaret's actually fairly tiny. There's me crabbing along at the scale.
We have an issue with the audio.
We need to mute the video that's playing, it says, but the video doesn't have any audio with it.
Oh my
I didn't see it
god.
from this angle on the day I was. That's a bit weird. Filming from over the top.
I think it looks feared. Hood's up like this, so it kind of. Thanks, Enter Dreamland. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that.
Mute the stream you have open on your laptop. Let's see what.
My hideous zombified.
Yes.
One moment.
So now we're
technical
matching
issues.
up. Yes. Let me find. So let me make sure my laptop can't produce any sound.
Here we go. Is that better?
Yeah. Zombie position.
Can you let us know if that is
How is that,
better?
Enter Dreamland?
Sweet.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, sorry about that.
Thank
I
you.
had no idea that was happening. Because we have actually not listening to the sound here, so that was quite a surprise.
Showing us from the beginning.
No. We carry on. They just got everything twice, so they're twice as knowledgeable now as they would have been if we'd just done it normally.
Bonus.
It's been reinforced.
All right. I think it looks feared.
Just
Up
like
this, so it kind of. Thanks,
fun
Enter Dreamland. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that.
Mute the stream you have open on your laptop.
Place the zombie similar
See what?
Margaret.
One moment.
So now we're
Technical
matching
issues.
up. Okay. Fine. So let me make sure my laptop can't produce any sound. Right. So what we were saying before about getting the
Is that
zombie in the same, basically
Can
following
you
along
let us know if that is
with Margaret's video previously. The zombies always going to be around 0, and well
Thank you.
no idea that was happening. So essentially, when Margaret moves across the floor, I guess we're trying to keep 0, in the same place in the real world. So. No. We carry on. They just got everything twice. The distance twice as knowledgeable now as they would have been if we just done it normally.
bonus.
It's been reinforced.
All right.
Easy to catch the
Thanks, Enter Dreamland. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that.
Mute the stream you have open on your laptop.
the distance, half distance, just as Margaret did on before. Then after I did all the animations, I will set the zombie not.
Right, so what we were saying before about getting... Oh, okay, so you actually adjust back to 0, and well after you've done all the video. Oh, I see. Because we don't actually want the zombie to move, we will actually move the zombie in the game. No idea that was... so essentially, when hand drag movements across the floor, I guess otherwise it's very difficult for us to set him up to go round corners and turning or going in particular places if he's already got his own travel distance with him. So yeah, we make sure this is the same with walk cycles as well. That you don't actually walk anywhere; you walk on the spot when when you're an animated critter, and the game actually moves you where it needs to move you.
What a lovely explanation. I enjoyed that.
And another different thing is about this zombie. Actually, his arms is longer.
Right, so what were we saying before?
Hang on,
okay,
still
so
repeating.
you're actually
What the
Still
fuck?
repeating. How can it be repeating? We have no other streams running.
Oh, I see. Because that's because we don't actually want the zombie to move.
So anybody else watching you having the same issues, that would be the first thing.
So essentially,
Hand drag movements.
across the floor.
Otherwise, it's very
I suppose we can actually just
him up to go round corners. And
Stop and read
You
text
need
for
to
a little
mute
while.
the stream directly and try particular places if he's already got his own travel distance. Okay, how's that? Enter Dreamland?
We'll all just stare at the screen until you
Okay.
let us know. Hopefully, yeah. Is that better? Sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So for fuck's sake, let us know if it goes bad again. There's nothing else we can do about it, but let us know anyway.
yeah, that is really weird because we weren't hearing anything. It's not. Our sound should be output to the screen, and the screen's muted. So
Oh well.
the machine was muted.
Right then.
Technical
Thank you.
difficulties. So what have we missed, Linda?
15 versions of you. Oh, what?
Just
That's wonderful. 15 versions of us.
yes. Just I want to say about the zombies arm is quite long.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit hard to do same and like pose as the Margaret's. So sometimes I will just do a little bit change for the arm, and also maybe raise his chest higher to make the arm not cross in the ground.
Okay.
Into
So
the
how did the length of his arms come about? Is that just the original model, or is it
Yes.
something with human IK that
Yeah.
stretched the frame a little? What's the?
Yes, it's about the model we did. Is the arm is just longer than Margaret's.
Okay.
Very tall, very short arms.
No, your arm is quite good.
Oh, good.
Just the zombie.
I feel reassured and validated.
You are him.
Well, that slim and spindly thing that the zombies got going, that really is a little bit creepy anyway. So
Yeah.
longer arms, longer legs.
Yes.
You know, if anybody remembers.
Well, he doesn't have legs. He's all right. Nothing to worry about there.
True. But yeah, so
You can notice just about the lower part of the, just like the west part, we have some like bow, and I also set some bones in that place, so we are not doing any animation keyframe on those kind of bones yet.
which bones?
Just like the lower part.
Okay, so the two that are basically coming out of the bottom of the spine, is that the?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're weird looking. It looks a little like a fishtail on him.
Yeah, it's kind of like the organ. Yeah, I was thinking about because I did this model, but at first I actually make a longer like organ just run from his body, but then I'm thinking about maybe it's
So
not
like
good.
his intestines hanging out or something.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's not good for the animation, so I just make it shorter because our ground is not flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking it has to go over things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and be all fluid and
Yes.
intestine-y.
Yeah, and also the player can just see the zombie in front of them, so it's not necessary to take a lot of time on the back area. So based on those kind of things, we will think about how to treat our model or animation with our time.
Yeah. Well, I'm intrigued now about the whole idea of the intestines hanging out the back. there is a way to do that, probably with cloth physics rather than animation. So and I'm just wondering if we do that in real time, so that trailing intestines could sort of go over the top of rocks.
Yeah.
For a very fresh zombie, that would be a thing.
It would. Quite nice to leave a trail of blood, but I guess we're pushing that out.
No, we could do that.
Really?
Yeah.
We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'd have to, for true realism though, he's only got so much blood, so.
How could we create a kind of like a blooding effect just behind?
I don't know.
Behind the zombie, and when he's walking or crawling, and then the blood just follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some
like
sort of blood shader that will just paint the surface as the zombie goes over it
Yeah.
with a splotch of blood. I'm sure the guys, Lincoln could probably manage that.
But these zombies are not just dead.
Sorry?
Those zombies are not just dead, so they shouldn't have so many blood.
Oh, true. This would only be somebody that was really
A
freshly
really
dead.
fresh one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody who just had his legs ripped off.
Yes.
Yeah.
About this one, I was set like pin the hand on the ground. So when I move the body, the hand won't follow the body. But the problem is when I copy the same keyframe to another time, and then the hand will just really strange. So I have to using a locator to make the locator in the same position of the first frame of the of that joint is, and then just move the end frames joint to that locator, so keep them in the same.
What is a locator exactly, Linda?
Oh, the locator just object you can use for any just like kind of like you want to borrow it to like something could help you to like if you want to make an object, quickly select it and move it to one point. And then you can select the create the locator and move the locator to that point, and then using they move to quickly. Also, in the same time, you place this V, it's V or V key, and then move quickly to this locator.
Okay.
It's
So I think I understood most of that.
it's kind
But
of
ideally, so what it's going to do is stop that hand turning up for us. It's going to stop the hand going the wrong way once you've actually finished
yes.
that movement.
It's because we have some the distance movement, so we cannot copy the keyframe from the first frame to the end frame.
Otherwise, the hand would go back there.
Yes.
Synchronized Gollum.
Synchronized Gollum?
Yeah, we were just watching synchronized Gollum.
Okay.
Me and the zombie.
I didn't see what it looked like.
Oh,
Was it particularly hideous?
Well, yeah.
Just like
Well, it's meant to be. I hope so. There we go. You can see it on the playback there.
Oh yeah, so you can see here his hand turning up, which was the problem Linda was trying to resolve with the locator.
There we go.
Yeah.
Synchronized.
Yes.
Hey? Hey? Hey?
yeah, it's just kind of like sometimes we are not exactly same as the reference animation. And another thing about the locator is when we also export the locator to the game engine, actually you cannot view it. So like that object we did for the brain, and I also create a locator to and parent the camera to the locator.
Okay.
Then I can just keyframe the animation to the locator instead of keyframe the animation to the camera. So we can actually adjust cameras like.
Oh, okay. So the locator makes it easier for us to separate the camera from
Yes.
From the rest of things, so that we can
Yes.
still adjust the camera without actually
Yes.
affecting the whole of
And
the.
also you cannot see the locator.
And locators is invisible as well.
Yes.
That is cool. So what's happened here? That hand is turned up again. Did it not work what you were doing, or what was it?
Oh, where?
See, the hand is still up in the air. Is that
Oh, yeah, I haven't do that part yet.
okay? Because I thought we were just fixing that before.
Yes.
Pay
Sometimes you
attention.
fixed, and then after you adjust other parts, for example, just like
Breaks
the-
again.
then it just break again. Yeah, kind of like
Okay.
the human eye case sometimes just like I usually fix the animation curves like the last time I did, and after I fix it, and then I just add a new frame between the two frames, and then I have to recheck the animation curves.
Okay.
Just not quite smart.
He just put his hand on my foot.
See, synchronized goleming. See? Look at that.
Goleming, the verb.
Goleming is a verb.
That's awesome.
It has become a verb. To golem.
I golemed.
I did. I golemed extensively.
I think just at this time I just realized I actually set the frame rate as 24 frames per second. So I just want in this time I just change it to the 30 frames per second.
Okay.
Yeah, because all other animations are same as 30 PFS.
Okay. FPS.
FPS,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So yeah, I guess we need to make sure they're all the same. It again takes stress off the
Yes.
graphics processing.
And also we need to keep same the unit at the centimeter.
I think people get confused about the frames per second stuff on computer games in general when you're developing them. Because you're setting the animations to run at 30 frames a second. On the whole, we're setting the game engine to run at 90 frames a second. And some things are done at 60 frames a second. So, like any captured video or anything that's in it tends to be done at 60 frames a second. So, people get confused about why all those different things. But the reality is you're doing what's best for the particular medium without straining the games engine. Probably the important thing to remember. So, rather than work it out yourself, there's just a whole lot of recommendations about how you do this stuff. You just follow the recommendations. So what are we doing here, Linda?
Check the animation curve.
Okay. Oh, this is the animation curve editor. I remember this from the last time. Yeah. So smoothing out all those
Yes, you can see it's really
lumpy bits of the curves.
So for those like the red cycles, we just fix the translate,
Okay.
and for the yellow part, I will show later. It just focus on the rotation.
Okay.
Rotation values. They just because the yellow parts they didn't move at all, just rotate, and those red circle, and they normally not do rotation, just for the translation. Sometimes I just very confused about translation.
Yeah.
Sounds like similar, but
So translation is basically moving something
Yes.
from one place to another, and rotations, of course, turning it around some combination of axes. that animation curve editor, I was just going to point out, because there were lots of lines on that, so each line was a joint, was that right?
No, actually each joint have lots of lines. Like each time I just select one joint.
Okay.
Then they translate XYZ and the rotation XYZ.
Ah, right. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So you've got 6 things to adjust for each
sometimes
point that's in there.
If you have some like the size have some changeable, have some change keyframe, then you have to check the scale option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So scale would be a third one if the thing was growing or something.
Yeah.
You would
the
have to adjust that as well.
just need take a lot of time on those animation curves, but
So how do you know how far to smooth a curve?
just when I see the middle animation looks not same as I thought, I will check it.
Okay.
What about experience? Just like sometimes when your hand, like for example, from here, and then the next your arm is like that, and then you found in the between this frame and this frame, you found your arm is like twitches.
Yeah.
you will know. Oh, it's time to.
Time to smooth it out in that case. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't see my arm. If you found your animation in between the 2 keyframe and found something like suddenly jump, then the animation definitely have something wrong.
Needs help.
Okay.
Yeah. Here is I just want to show you after I fix the animation curve. Actually, the keyframe are same, but I fix the animation curve, so they and you can see they are kind of like different.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that arm is have 2.
A little wobble there on its way.
It's not quite easy to see.
Colin. Stupid fat.
Do that too well. That's
Well, it all seems to come relatively naturally.
cool. Andy Serkis, if you ever want to be on our show. Okay, so he's definitely moving along now.
Yeah, it's moving now, but still need to add other things.
So primarily what you're moving now is the arms. You haven't done much around the head and the...
Yes, and because the zombie are moving from the have the distance moving, so I just set another side view camera and constrained to the root to the hip controller, so the camera could just follow the hips. Then you can see just the zombie looks just no move at all in the side view.
So I could actually see his elbow go through the floor there a couple of times. So this is the hard bit for you, is trying to balance how high he actually is off the floor.
Yes.
But at the same time making sure his elbows don't go through the floor.
Yes. I always need to raise the shoulder, make it up, so our arm could live on the ground.
Cool. So here it might, because of Margaret didn't have arms this long.
I had my short arms on that day.
Wearing her short arms.
Yeah.
this is no longer quite following Margaret's reference, right?
Yes.
She's freehanding this because
Yes.
we can't actually adjust the arms in the same way Margaret's arms would have adjusted.
Yes.
Next time I'll bring my full set of arms, my arm library. Sergi has an arm library. Could have borrowed from him.
It does. It's freaky, actually.
Yeah, just all
Arm
weird.
library and a foot library and a boot library.
It's all very Hannibal.
Yeah, we are doing the fingers now.
Okay. This is a fine level of detail for this zombie. It's actually getting the fingers done, but I guess as he's crawling towards you, you need them to look as natural as possible.
Yes, it's an interesting idea, getting a zombie to look as natural as possible.
Yeah. Well, see, you have to get people to buy it. You have to get them to believe that they're zombie.
For now, I just try to make the finger same as Margaret's. Then after I finish all the animation, I will copy the zombies, kind of like zombie type fingers
Mm-hmm.
to the finger. Currently, we are doing to just like for here, we just have the zombie finger is kind of like humans,
Mm-hmm.
and then but for other animation, actually we have zombie fingers for like very kind of like
Witchy.
weird, witch pose. So I will just copy it from the other animations to here.
Okay.
Just like stiff,
Yeah.
hard. They're not soft.
No, you guess when as they dried up a bit in the coffin, the fingers probably
Yeah.
became the
They should be
least mobile
snapping in all
things.
directions, his wrists and fingers.
Well, something to consider for the game is bits should fall off zombies from time to time.
Oh, God, yes.
And some of the bony ones, if a leg fell off or something like that.
Oh, I've
just
said
go
I
down.
like the idea of hopping zombies.
Okay, so more smoothing out of the animation curve here.
Yeah, it's just like after you did some changes, you have to repeat.
This is what Sergi was saying yesterday, that it's so true about almost everything you do when developing these things for games is rinse and repeat. So basically you do something, you check it, you smooth it, whatever, and then straight back to, okay, now you do it again. Or
Yes, or sometimes I will just save as another copy because I don't know if I can get a good result, so I will just save a copy in case I ruin it.
yes, well, we have seen things balked up in here from time to time, so
Yes.
probably wise to make sure you keep a copy. But yeah, it's just interesting how much of the process is iterative. You do something, look at it, change it, round the circle again.
Mm.
It's fascinating watching the effect that moving those curves actually has on the movement. You watch the movement and you suddenly see it all smoothed out.
Mm.
This is a big change for you, Linda, isn't it? When you came in here, you really liked animating cute, cuddly little things and little critters and that llama and
Yeah.
all the rest of it.
Yeah, I can still remember the first time when you asked me if I like any zombie game thing. I said no.
Oh, look what happened. Here you are.
I remember when we got you to do a zombie. You were doing a zombie at one point, and I asked you. It was the first one you'd done, and I'd asked you how you were enjoying it, and you said, "I think I love it." It was such a surprise because you've been doing these cute things.
Because before I've never tried like those things. Just like, well, I don't like very horrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's kind of like in the very my urge like before 10, where I've seen some horrible movie, I was so scared about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't remember from when I'm not afraid at them, or then after I seen another horrible movie in a summer, a holiday. I just live alone in our flat, and it's a raining day and it's dark. And after I seen that movie, just really feel it's like my blood had cold freezing, and I deleted even from that rubbish bin. I deleted forever. So from that time, I don't like those kind of movies.
Well, so this is a big step forward then.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're not really exactly horror in this specifically, are we? I mean, it's horror, but it's not.
Yeah.
It should scare the bejesus out of you.
No, it should scare the shit out of you. That's different from, we're not going to cut people's legs off with saws and stuff.
Oh, well, so no, there's no torture
porn.
porn. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, nothing brutal actually happens to a human or anything in the game. So yeah, I've never really found that sort of horror appealing. Things like, what was that thing called? With the cube was one. What was the other one where you were escaping from traps all the way through it?
No idea.
Can't remember it. Something, but hideous things would actually happen in each area, so they were sort of losing party members all the way along.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember what that thing was, but it was really. I watched it, and it was really off-putting seeing all the cruelty and torture in it. Horror for me is more about that sense of being overwhelmed by something that you're not in control of, and being in danger, certainly, maybe even getting hurt, but not the hurt isn't the thing.
Yeah.
It's really the helplessness is the thing. You can't get out of this situation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the sort of stuff that my nightmares were filled of, was situations you couldn't get out of. You were helpless to actually affect things and do things.
Yeah, indeed.
Is that the same with you? Being helpless, is helpless horror to you, or is it cruelty is horror?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what that other thing was called. I remember the cube, but I can't remember what the other one was called. It was really big at the time. They got up to like number 13 or something of it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's no end to the depths that humans will go.
No.
So more of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adjustments, minor adjustments.
Yes.
So now I'm standing astride the zombie in a really threatening manner.
Oh, and it's looking.
He knows he's done for.
He knows he's done for. Yeah.
So you're trying to take that wobble out of the elbow, I take it. That's what's going on there. Because I see you adjusting the elbow all the time.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of.
It's still like shaking.
Yeah.
Still shaking.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of that now, so I can see what's going on.
It looks like it should be relatively straightforward, but you've got all sorts of angles going on over all the axes, don't you?
Yeah.
So you have to
Yes.
take all of those into account, and then the movement as well.
Yes.
And suddenly it's a whole lot more complex, isn't it?
The interesting about the human IK is like when actually, for example, like your spine have four,
Mm-hmm.
and for if I made it by myself about the rig, if I by myself, if I keyframe directly on those rigging bones, it will just separately if you key this bone, and it won't affect others. But about the human, if you keyframe one of the joint controller,
Yep.
and all the others also being keyframed, set a key at the others, just like when you copy actually just one finger, and also you copied other frames detail like keys with others.
Okay, so the keyframe is capturing
yes,
all the joints rather
Yes.
than just one of them in the
Yes.
human IK thing.
yeah. So it's kind of like could be it's good, also sometimes bad.
Yeah, so I can see it could be constraining if you really just wanted to
Yes.
have him move his head around, for example, without it affecting
Yeah.
the rest of the stuff. So you
Yeah.
could keyframe
like,
his head
like
and
the
then
neck and head, they are sharing same, like if you copy them, and if you copy the next keyframe, and also the head will be effect. Another is arm, one line, and legs, another line, and another thing is the spine. And when I first tried the keyframe, just like feel uncomfortable.
yeah.
Moving his twitchy little fingers.
Yeah, but I'm quite enjoy that is because I don't like to select all the fingers joint, but now for the human I can just select one of them, any of them, then I could copy others as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one is really annoying me. It's like I have already set this keyframe to here, but then if I move the time slider and then go back to here, it is totally changed for another.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So that's what's making that hand go upside down there.
Yeah, it's just like this human I can make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the high fast speed, it looks very fun.
So yeah, people can probably see the little jumps in the elbow there as it moved.
Oh, I always start yawning when we sit here.
I know, this is that part of the room. Maybe we should have the air conditioner on. I drifted off yesterday. I swear I closed my eyes for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, why don't I turn that on?
Maybe I should close my eyes for 5 minutes. And
Yeah, maybe you did.
that could be on the video. I should watch and see if I was asleep for 5 minutes.
Alright, we carried you.
I think you did. Yeah, no, it really is this corner. I sit here, I look up there, and I just want to have a little nap. A little snooze. Oh, that's better. Cold air.
Yeah, very helpful. Now we're all sitting in dumbstruck silence.
Well, now he's trying to tap you on the shoulder, and I'm just wondering if you're going to jump.
Oh yeah. He's my homeboy. I'm not going to jump.
He is you.
Yeah. Sergi was talking about being a clone yesterday, but I actually am the real deal. Or I have a real deal.
Yeah, I guess a number of these things are your clones.
I'm a
one way or another.
clone. Mini me. No, he's mini me.
Yeah, that's a rubbish
Fantastic.
clone, isn't it, when you clone yourself in it?
And it turns out to be a quarter of the
Turns out,
size.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine hasn't got any legs. Something got fucked up there.
Yeah.
Mini me, come and pop a squat. No, that was Scotty. Come and pop a squat next to Daddy. Mini me, shuffle down the bench.
That's right, he was on the outer, I remember.
That's right.
Yeah.
For here, just like directly copy the value to the end frame to avoid the translation.
Okay. So does that mean from here on it doesn't follow Margaret anymore, it stays in place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has consciousness.
No, probably not.
Kind of hope it does.
That'll be up to Ben. We'll see how Ben's AI skills are.
Yeah.
It should be able to detect you and go for you.
It's not going to go for me. It's my clone. It's my homie.
But when you're playing, you'll be playing as Elias, so it won't know you.
It'll know me. I will give it chocolate from Bruges. And I'm going to keep talking like this if you don't start.
No. I have no way of actually doing. I can't do imitations of.
Oh no, not if you start. Oh no, if you don't start talking about this.
Okay. Well, no,
I
that's
expect
fine.
you to start talking.
I don't mind sitting here
like-
perfectly quietly and listening to you actually.
No, I'd much rather
Mike
not.
Myers characters, one way or another.
Oh, behave.
Do you know
I
who
will
I've,
keep going if you don't.
Do you know
start
who I've
talking
never
about
heard you do? Is Garth.
Yeah. We fear change.
Oh, was that Garth?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Wow. Oh, that's encouraging.
I didn't know that.
Definitely
was Garth.
detect productive.
Oh
sabotage.
yes, no, I have heard you do that
Come
one.
on.
Yes, no, you've got Garth down. Yeah.
Oh, now we change tune.
All right. Any updates, Linda? How far have
I
we
could
got
go
now?
further.
Yeah.
Yeah, still like make some small changes.
Yeah. Just okay. Iterating the tiny changes on the head.
Yeah.
He is starting to get a real sense of human feel to him now.
Yeah.
I guess one of the things we discussed at the time, which is tricky, is that when Margaret was actually doing this, she was sort of rolling up onto one hip and rolling up onto the next hip, and this poor guy doesn't have any hips.
Yes.
So-
But you'd be rolling up into something.
Yeah.
I mean,
but,
you'd have to roll still.
but I
Yeah.
still roll these spines, but not quite big rotation for this part. But instead of that, I just rotate the shoulder part.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm
He's
sorry
tapping
I
the other
didn't
way.
remove my legs before I began. I know, let everybody down.
Well, yeah. I wonder how much it actually affects it. There's no way to actually
There's
test
no
this,
way to find out.
to find out if you chop somebody's lower half off, how would they drag themselves around. I suspect they'd probably be in shock a little
Well,
bit.
there are people who do have, sort of, only just, a very condensed pelvis and abdomen. You could maybe find somebody who'd be willing to give it a crack. However,
Fair enough.
in the absence of such a person, I'm
Seems
not
like
willing
a lot
to
of
cut
effort
my
for
lower
one's
body off. Although I took enough skin off, it kind of felt like that.
No, that was nasty.
The carpet was unforgiving.
I've got a photo of that somewhere.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, who doesn't want to see my raw
We should
bleeding?
put that up on the site.
Yeah.
This is how you pay for your art.
Yeah.
You pay in blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I can see every step now. I can sort of see how this looks more and more human, more and more, almost more and more relatable as you get realistic.
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah. You can sort of feel this. What if this was me?
I did actually see a documentary about a woman who had almost, like most of her pelvis was barely there. Everything was, completely condensed and crunched, and she was getting around on her hands.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that was her hands, her wrists and shoulders were wearing out. So,
Oh yeah.
so
I
she could
remember
actually
that.
get up on a bench and, pick up a kid and do all of those sort of things. She could get up on a bench and do all the cooking and anything she wanted really. But once her wrists and shoulder joints wore out, what are you going to do?
Yeah. That seems like Linda went for a coffee at this point.
Yeah, guys.
There we go. Oh, that was, completely still air there for a while. Good thing we were talking at least. That would have been
I know.
really boring TV.
It's kind of like close to the end.
Yeah, we're getting there. We've got about 10 minutes of stuff there that still going on.
Yeah.
I noticed the fingers are not changing that much. They're not.
Yeah, that time haven't coming.
So this is another round of optimization at some point.
That part is I did this morning because this morning I just realized I should do that part. I just say other like idle animations pose.
Okay.
Still the short part. Oh. That took me a lot of time.
I suppose at some point we should animate the jaw a little just to make him move.
Oh yes, I actually did a little bit. Did the door opening and close, but just rah.
Yeah. Yeah, they do mutter and murmur, and that's one of the in the game you actually use that for helping to locate them, so that when you're you'll know if a zombie's behind you because you'll actually hear it make a noise behind you. I suppose we could have some silent zombies. That would be freaky. You'd have to be looking around all over the place for them. Maybe these ones completely silent.
No, they'll be draggy.
Oh yeah.
In fact, it'd be louder than just about anything else.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It'd be slap with or grab, slap with his hands, and
So who would be the really
not the
slithery
hopping
silent
ones,
one?
not the sniffers.
No, the sniffers give things away by sniffing.
And the hoppers give things away by hopping.
Now I'm looking for those tiny joints.
Which are the hoppers?
The ones that lose a leg.
All right. I don't think we'd actually decided we were really going to do that, but
I've decided in my head.
it does sound good. I would like it if they just sort of looked at you with the mouth open and fell sideways when they lose a leg.
Yeah, that'd also be good.
Or they run around in circles on the ground. What are those two things there? So that's intestines hanging out, basically.
It's the inner organs.
Yeah. Organs hanging out. Yeah.
Yes. And those actually those animations just like follow animation with those hips or spine, and just do some animation like animation delay to follow the movement. So make it just like a soft object. Follow the body.
Yeah. Okay, I have to say that looks really gross. In a good way. I think this is going to be an awesome zombie. Now, once again, what we're looking at, and I think people should be reminded of this, the zombie that we're actually looking at is a simplified version of the real thing. So this one may look rather plain and smooth, but this is called a proxy for the real zombie, which actually has a higher poly count and is textured and all the rest of it.
I didn't create kind of those things for this one,
No?
because it already got very simple polygons from this. Is because I didn't load the normal map.
Okay, normal map and textures are at least
Yeah.
missing. Yeah. Okay.
If we add the normal texture, it will present kind of like high polygon model.
Yeah.
But actually it's quite low poly. I did kind of like that for King Leon, is because King Leon have a lot of not just one layer. They have like clothes or arm, just one layer, and the outside have another one, and it's very difficult to paint the skin weight.
Okay. So forget everything I said. I was completely wrong. This is not a proxy. This is actually the zombie. But he will have textures on him, so he's rather plain and smooth at the moment.
Yeah.
So he will look a little more wrinkly and desiccated and
He's looking a
have
bit
some
healthy
sort
at the moment.
colour. Well, it's look
But plasticky, but healthy.
at the cardio he's doing, dragging himself along the
Yeah.
floor.
He's lost a lot of weight recently.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously done too much. If he dragged off the entire back half.
So now I'm just.
So you thought your carpet burn was bad?
I think
know. A long way
the
to
thing
go.
I'm going to just bring baked all the animation to the original drawings,
Okay.
which we bind for the mesh, and then we'll delay. I will delay the movement of the loot, so the zombie can just do the animation in place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I get that. I did think this stage had actually happened earlier, but then I've been realising I've been watching this, it's been moving along the floor, and it didn't occur to me that no, it still was translating from one place to another. But once you've done all the deletions, it will stay in place.
Look the leg.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Say hello to everyone.
I liked him with Stickman legs. We should have
He's looking a
him
bit skinny.
in the game like that.
Just the bones. That is actually quite nasty, isn't it? Just the bony legs supporting the fleshy body.
Yeah. It's when they drag them along and they're stiff. That's the. They don't even fishtail behind you. They're just dragged.
Yeah. Nice.
They're finished.
All right. So this is the final product, basically. So.
Yes. This is, I think it's end of yesterday, but then have a few minutes this morning.
Okay.
It's just like fix the hand part and did a little bit adjustment for the time.
Okay.
Because Margaret have both legs,
Yeah.
so she feel kind of like heavy to drag her leg to move to.
Mhm.
But for the zombie, because it might feel easy to move than Margaret, so I just make the time kind of like faster than our reference.
Bearing in mind that this is already 6 times the speed, so he's already racing along. We should have zombies with no legs that walk on their hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really scary.
Yeah, I think.
It's fucking funny.
Clown zombies would be scary.
Yeah, and bring the
Not scared of clowns.
other animations, then copy the finger.
That looks dodgy.
Ah, yes. So now you're
That's
getting
right.
this shape to the fingers.
Yes.
What the fuck's
Right.
going on there?
Yeah, and on that other zombie that you had in there, it had a more threatening mouth position as well.
Yes.
A little kink in his thumb, kink in his fingers. It's coming together. Yeah, so what's next after the half zombie, Linda?
I'm planning to do the running for the skeleton soldier.
Ah,
But
yes.
I still not sure if we need to reshoot the reference.
Possibly. So we actually got down, when we started this, we got down a lot of canned animations to do. So with the walk cycle, I think you actually just tidied that up and made the end frame match the start frame and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the sort of thing we could do with running, or should we actually bring a treadmill in here and do some reference videos of Margaret going flat out?
Or I can just use the reference video we did last time, and
Okay.
I think just need to fix some part, not quite difficult. And also for this afternoon after this one, and are we going to do the brain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're going to animate a brain, yes.
Yes.
Which
Something we
clearly
probably
has nothing to do with zombies.
Nothing to do with this zombie game, and probably shouldn't be talked about. We do work for customers as well, so
And occasionally we animate brains.
yep, we do get to animate the weirdest things. Yeah, including llamas. I still love that llama.
I still didn't find the llama's texture.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
How do we get another texture on it?
Or if I haven't checked all the machines, if we checked all the machines still good bounded, I guess we can produce a new one.
Yeah, I guess that won't hurt to produce a new one. He's a very cute llama, and I would like to see him have a longer life.
Yeah, I was thinking about if we can make different texture for the llama, it will be very cute. Oh, I will show you a picture. My friend sent me a gift. It's about all about the ships have different appearance. It's so cute.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that brings us pretty much to the end of today's show. It is 1:58, so 2
And we're
minutes to go.
spent.
Today we were looking at Linda animating a half zombie, so a zombie with no lower half, based on reference once again from Margaret, who gets to suffer for her art from time to time.
Lucky me.
We'll basically put this video up on YouTube as well as leave it here on Twitch. Don't forget to tune in to see us tomorrow. No. Please do not show up tomorrow. We're not here. We are here again on Monday, New Zealand time at 1 p.m, which will be Sunday sometime for those in the US. We really should look up those times and actually give an announcement of it. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. It needs to be somebody else's job because I keep forgetting. Okay. So we'll be transmitting again on Monday at 1 p.m. So we'll look forward to seeing you then, and we'll have some more of the process. Hopefully very soon some programming process, because we will have some blueprints to show at some point. So
We'll also be talking to other people from other games companies and doing some stuff that isn't quite so head down in the making of the game.
We will actually. So we will be talking at some stage to Nadia from a games company up the corridor called Cerebral Fix. And we'll also be talking to Sam Ragnarsson, who was quality QA manager or something at CCL.
CCP.
Sorry, CCL. Man. CCP. The EVE Online guys. So he should have some interesting stories to tell for us about game development. So, stay tuned for that next week. So, catch you later, everybody. And I'll wave once I've got to the button.